Hi, this is Nick Barrow with my client Terry. We had a session together where we spent a few days together talking about various aspects of Terry's game and came up with a 10-point plan of various technical improvements that he found really helped his game. And we have about 10 different camera positions that we'll be going through throughout this video, and that will take you into each of the sections that we worked on together. So, what's the first point we worked on? We're going to be working these on logical sequence according to how they appear in the delivery of the shot. So, the first issue is extremely important, where you're standing behind the shot. In other words, what does this do? Standing behind the shot like this, what does it actually do? What benefit does it give you? Well, it means that you can watch in your mind and plan what the object ball and the cue ball are going to do before you actually play the shot. And this mind time, the drill as they sometimes call it in snooker, this mind time means that you play the shot in here, in your mind, before you play the shot. Don't ever play a shot without having played it perfectly in your mind first. Otherwise, you have nothing to compare your the delivery of your shot with. Have a perfect image of the shot before you go down, and then if you get down and you're not perfect, you have something to compare your comfort level with. When you're on the shot, you can then choose to stand up and start again. But the important thing is that have a perfect image of the shot before you play. That makes it very, very easy for your body to just follow. The other thing is standing the correct distance behind the shot. Now, why does that make any difference at all? Whatever distance you do stand behind the shot, it should be consistent. Some players like to stand nice and compact into the shot. Some pros a little bit further back, depends on your height, I suppose, and your step distance. But really what we're looking for is to be standing forwards in two simple steps, about 18 inches away behind the shot. That's the average of pros. They generally stand 12-18 inches behind the shot. Gives them a decent perspective of the a decent visual perspective of the shot. There you go. So you can see object ball, cue ball, all in one wide ranging vision. And that distance there, if you're the same distance every single time, it means you get comfortably into the shot in the same way every single time. Consistency, repeatability is what we're after. And if you can do that, then you reduce the variables in your game and allow yourself to in a way isolate other mistakes, other more important mistakes in your game. It's then easier to see important mistakes if you're not making basic mistakes. So if we just let the video play, you'll probably be waiting for some action by now after all this talking. So let's allow Terry to just play his shot. There we are. He's spent a few seconds thinking about it and just very nicely got down. There we are. 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, very consistent, very repeatable. And as we can see here, this is the front-on view, and the important thing here is that the nose is directly behind the line of aim. The camera is slightly off center of the potting angle here, so when Terry's standing behind the shot. It's taking a lot of care to stand behind the shot. I know he was on the line because he later potted this ball, so what you've got is taking care to stand directly behind the line of aim. And this position here, let's just allow the chin to get on the cue. That position there, instantaneously having got down to the shot, a brilliant practice that you can do that has benefited world #1 players before now is to get directly down to the shot with no cueing, no testing, no double checking, no wiggling, jiggling, micro adjustments. Just go down to the first line you select, that your body selects, pull the cue back and deliver the shot. And then that will tell you if instantaneously you are on the correct line of aim. If you're not, it means that your approach to the shot can improve. A great practice you can do is to say set up 5 long balls and do this practice until you put 5 long balls with no aiming on the shot, no cue actions, no testing, nothing. Just get down, pull the cue back and deliver the shot. Very good discipline, that is. I think we'll see here now Terry standing up. There we are. 2 steps back, checking the line. There we are. Happy he's on the line, then that makes it very repeatable and very easy just to drop down onto the shot. Two steps back. 1, 2 steps forward. Very repeatable, very consistent. If you do that on every single shot you play as a habit, there you go, 1, 2, down onto the shot, then your consistency will absolutely improve. Now, a couple of things I wanted to mention here. The line of aim. There you go, through the shot. Well, that's actually the line of aim there. Okay. Now, but as you saw, if we just replay that very slowly, frame by frame replay, you can see that the first position Terry got down. Oh, there's a little bit of adjustment in the hand there, and I don't know why. So getting down onto the shot, see that twisting of the wrist there going on? Not quite sure what that's about. We'll frame advance. See that twist there? I think we're going to get a close-up of this in another couple of seconds, but you can see how the cue has worked its way onto the line of aim rather than, let's say, as soon as the bridge hand touches the table, to be on the line of aim. That would be the ideal. So let's press play again, normal speed. There you go, nose behind the line of aim nicely. Getting down. Oh, not quite happy about that. Wisely stood up and started again. Very good. Alright, it's not bad, but we're going to zoom in here and have another look. Now, if we frame advance, just have a look at there's a little bit of twisting going on there. Just coming backwards now with the video. Now you can see that the wrist is at an angle. to the... it's not very clear. You can see that the wrist there is actually at an angle to the forearm. Don't know why that is. And then if we allow the camera to go, oh, well, what's happening there? I think that's going to come back a little bit more. So now we can see, let's draw another couple of lines there. So the forearm now has gone to this position, which is the natural comfortable position. But quite what the first position was about, I don't know. Ideally, this position of hand here that you see, this locked position with the forearm and the grip, should be consistent from the moment you're standing behind the shot and planning your shot. That position should be set in stone already, so that all the time you're getting down to the shot, that wrist position remains identical. No twisting, no jiggling, no wiggling, no micro adjustments. Keep it in that comfortable position with the forearm. Keep the wrist at the comfortable position with the forearm, and just play away. Now let's remove some of these lines. Having another look now at what's going on. Now, I saw that. I don't know about you, but let's frame reverse very slowly. Oh, what's that? What is that? Coming back. See, walking into the shot, the wrist is nicely aligned, okay? All in one line. But as we go forwards, quite a bit of tension is coming into the hand here. And this tension is causing a twist in the wrist. And if we frame advance gradually, oh, it's gone even further out. And a bit of motorcycle motorcycle handlebar. You know how the motorcyclist twists the throttle on the motorcycle? That's a little bit of that going on. So I'd like to see this. I'd like to see this forearm position remain consistent all the way getting down into the shot. That's perfect. When you're down on the shot, that looks nice and comfortable. So again, stood up behind the shot. And as you can see there, we've exaggerated a little bit for the benefit of the camera, but the bridge hand there is already formed underneath the cue. And let's see if we can just reverse that frame by frame. Just reversing that. You see the hand now is closing underneath the cue. Well, it's not actually. It's very disciplined and remaining in the correct bridge position even before the shot. But there we are. The hand's closing now a little bit. But you can see the thumb. I think we'll have a close-up on this in a moment. But the thumb is underneath the cue in its bridge hand position against the first finger. And that makes it easier to get down into the shot. If the thumb is wrapped around the cue in this position, it's another step, another complication. It means the bridge hand is not formed as quickly when you're getting down to the shot and may interrupt your fluency when forming the bridge hand when you get down to the shot. So let's have a look at what happens here when now there you see the thumb is trying to wrap itself around the cue. There you go. I'd ideally like to see that thumb behind the cue. Are we going to zoom in? I probably would have thought of that, yes. So we can see. Alright, the thumb's in about a 50-50 position there. That's it. Now, I don't believe I would have given an instruction to Terry to do that for the benefit of the camera, but that thumb position is ideal now because, let's move forward at normal speed, then it's a very, very simple process to just, over the cue, under the cue. You'll see some players do this or not do this, and just have a look at the players in the club. There you go. Very, very simple. Just reversing very slowly, frame by frame. There you go. We can call that the Terry twist. Just twisting the hand, one very simple motion, quarter of a second, the bridge hand is already formed. Excellent stuff. Let's fast forward again. There you go. Twist and back. There you go. Thumb nicely underneath the cue there, and now on top of the cue, it's a little bit more of a complicated motion with the thumb on top of the cue. You see the thumb. Let's just go back there a couple of seconds. The thumb has to end up underneath the cue anyway. There you go. So here, we're just reversing slightly there. Here the thumb is above the cue, alright? So you have a look at the thumb now. The first thing it's doing is trying to get underneath the cue. So why not start with the thumb underneath the cue in the first place? It's much simpler, and watch the pros on TV. They all do it, and the few who don't, well, we can tell them how to improve their game a bit, can't we? That's it. Perfect position, perfect thumb position behind the cue there. And got down onto the shot nicely. Now the next point that really worked for Terry is to have the featherings, the cue actions, be long enough that the back fingers of the grip hand open in preparation for the longer backswing, where the back fingers of the grip are forced to open anyway as the cue pushes back. We'll have a rear view look at this in a moment, but let's have a look at this from side on. So incorporating all the methodologies of getting down to the shot perfectly, as we've done in the beginning of the video. There we are, 2 steps back. Bridge hand formed already. Bit of a twist on the wrist there that we saw. But that cue action, let's just go back there and have another look at that. There's a couple of things I'd like to point out here. See that nice sweeping motion with the cue, just to feel the cues moving smoothly and straight. A couple of steps back and a couple of steps forward. Already the bridge hand is formed. Excellent stuff. Means all you need to do is plonk the hand on the table and you should be on the line of aim. I'm going to now bridge hand on the table. Alright, I'm going to slow this down to quarter speed. Just have a look at the right hand. Let's zoom in a little bit if we can. Now, do we see any twisting? It's quarter speed, remember. Oh, what's that? Yeah, there was a bit. So that comfortable position that you're in there, I'd like to see that wrist position remain at all times when standing up behind the shot, getting into the shot, and beginning your cue actions. At quarter speed, just look how long these, nice and long these cue actions are. Just reversing the film there very slightly. Okay, so we've got tips about halfway between the V of the bridge hand and the cue ball, surface of the cue ball there, and that's about an average of what the pros do to check that their cue is moving smoothly, straightly, comfortably, the hand is relaxed, the grip is relaxed, and if some players prefer to cue longer, alright, they'll do that in preparation for the shot. Some players, Dave Harrell particularly, has very, very short cue actions. It partly has to do with how you learnt the game, how you picked the game up when you started playing. But the important thing is that you feel you're confident of cue moving straight, smooth, under control, that the hand is relaxed, and that the almost like giving your hand the instructions. It's like a rehearsal for how you're going to feel when you strike the shot. So those cue actions are in a way a rehearsal, or instructing the arm on how to behave during the backswing and the final delivery. So let's stop talking and move on at normal speed again. I think we might be seeing a rear-on view of this. There we are, getting down to that same red we had earlier. And let's just have a look at the length of these cue actions here. Well, I think slight body adjustment there. Oh yeah, standing up. Not comfortable, obviously. Camera following Terry in there. Now, I'm just going to highlight that twist again, just to prove it wasn't my imagination. Now have a look at that. Whoa. I'm just reversing here because there, that looks completely comfortable there, the grip hand, in relation to the forearm. Totally vertical, as if you're standing up with your hands relaxed by your side. That's how the wrist should feel when you're getting down to the shot. Now, if we just go frame advance, just round about here. Oh, a little anomaly going on there. Now just look at the, I don't want to labour on this too much, but just have a look at the angle there of grip to forearm. And it's little things like this that can make a huge difference in a player's game. Small anomalies that once ironed out can really lead to a great sense of consistency and control. Oh, there we go, very quick, quarter of a second, and we're back to the vertical position there. So, small anomaly to be ironed out there. Now let's concentrate on the cue actions. We'll speed down to half speed, slow down to half speed, and look at that nice, smooth, flowing cue action. Just checking that the cue and the grip and the forearm are behaving themselves. And let's just go back, because we're jumping forward slightly to the next point prematurely. So that's actually the backswing position there with Terry, but if we... Let's just have another look at that. There's the backswing position. Just let's have a look at these lovely sweeping cue actions here that really give a feel for how the shot's about to be played and for how the cue is ideally about to be controlled on the backswing. Very nice. 2 or 3 cue actions, more than enough, ready for the perfect backswing. Just coming up. Great stuff. Now, looking at the eye movements. We're looking now at the eye movements. Let's put a pair of spectacles on and see what's going on here. I want to get the cue. Yeah, okay. I want to get the cue ball in as well. So we discovered that looking up at once, looking up to the object ball, you can see that because Terry's got Joe Johnson eyebrows there. When looking up to the red, we might have been exaggerating this slightly actually, but when looking up to the red, look at the eyebrows. There you go, that's your position. Once up to the object ball, twice up to the object ball, otherwise looking at the cue ball. Great. We're going to give it one more go. There you go, settled on the shot and settled on the shot, looking at the cue ball, just to test you're in the middle of the cue ball. And let's look for the 2 looks up to the red. Joe Johnson eyebrows once. Joe Johnson eyebrows. Oh, only once there. So let's look from side on. So just getting ready, getting on the line. All right. So you can have a look at the not the best diagram in the world, but so this is the starting position on the shot. Let's just go back a little bit. Going down into the shot. All right. Starting position. On the cue ball, just testing that the checking that the tip is bisecting the cue ball in the middle of the cue ball. Look at the eyes, staring intently at that point there. Now, if we go forwards gradually, let's just slow it down to half speed. Just look at the eyes as they look up. Let's make that a bit tidier. As they look to the red down the table, half speed cueing. There's once looking up to the red. Cue ball again. Twice looking up to the red. Just making sure we're on the line nicely, getting down once again. And let's have a look at this. Twice onto the red. Eyes locked onto the cue ball there, once to the red. A bit more cueing, twice to the red. Okay, 3 times to the red, and ready for the backswing. Now, at the backswing, very, very important that when the cueing is finished, I think the benefit we got from doing these 2 glances to the red is that it's ideal preparation for the start of the backswing. At the start of the backswing, your eyes have got to be looking at the cue ball, because then when the cue comes back, as the cue comes back, let's draw an arrow here. As the cue comes back, so the eyes go forwards. If you can understand that. And those 2 glances up to the red when you're cueing, most players are looking up about twice. Alright, some players, if they're very quick sighters of the ball, might look once, especially on easy shots. Others may look 3 times, maybe 4. Chris Small was a player who I think of who was comfortable cueing up a number of times. But most pros today are looking up about twice to the red. That's that's enough that they are feeling in control of what they're doing and checking enough that they're on the right line. And secondly, it's not so long that they break their own rhythm. Do we get a backswing here? No. That was only a cueing demonstration. Let's go to normal speed. Once the red, look at the eyebrows. Oh, there we are. That was a backswing demonstration. So, what you can see here, let's go back to the beginning of the backswing. Just frame reverse. There we are, okay. Now, right, beginning of the backswing, sighting's done, confident you're on the line of aim, and eyes at the cue ball. As the backswing begins, the eyes remain on the cue ball. They're not looking at the cue because you can see that out of the corner of your eye. You can see that peripherally. So the eyes remain on the cue ball. This is what almost all professionals do, unless they have very quick backswings, in which case the eyes look up to the red almost as soon as the cue comes back. But as the cue comes back, eyes still on the cue ball, and the eyes are remaining, actually, on this occasion, probably a bit too long. There you go, until the cue has stopped, then the eyes look up. Very few pros do that because it tends to break the rhythm of the shot. Normally the pros are looking at the cue ball, bringing the cue back about halfway, at about the halfway point of the backswing, so normally about here. Normally about there. You can see Terry's still looking at the cue ball, but normally about there the pros start looking up to the object ball. So perhaps delayed a little bit more than we needed to there, because by that time you've confirmed that the cue is moving back straight, and you should be comfortable that it's going to finish up straight. So you've then got a little bit of time to look up to the object ball and focus on the object ball ready for the end of the backswing. So Once up to the red, twice up to the red with the eyes, look. That's it. So let's play that one again. Once up to the red with the eyes, twice up to the red. Checking centre of the cue ball one last time. The fault of players who look up to the object ball at this time is that they can't see if they're in the centre of the cue ball. You've got to have that final check just to make sure the cue has remained in the centre of the cue ball and on the line that you want. So as we can see here, let's bring this forward. Let's press play very slowly, about quarter speed. Look at the backswing. Eyes locked on the cue ball still, and about halfway through the eyes go up to the red, so that now the eyes are focused on the red as the backswing finishes. So it's a nice timing rhythm that pros use there to kind of you could say the end of the backswing is happening at the same time that the eyes are finally focused on the red. So what you've seen there is generally what professionals do. Let's just give it one more look. Just frame by frame reversing that to the beginning of the backswing again. And again, we will let's have a look at the backswing again. Look, locked on the cue ball, checking on the cue ball, centre of the cue ball, checking that tip is still, tip is comfortable, the cue is completely relaxed. And let's have a look at the eyes again as the cue comes back. Still locked on the cue ball. Cue coming back now slowly. There you go, and pause nicely at the end. Now just what you see there where Terry paused at the end, this is a great way to get the rhythm of this backswing. Is if you just stay there for a few seconds. You see, the backswing, it's very important that the backswing is divorced from the delivery. So what we're trying to do here by just having the backswing, looking at the red and not playing the shot is allowing the relaxation you have on the backswing to remain until the end of the backswing and the beginning of the delivery, because too many players, and I know you wouldn't be doing this if you're listening to this, but too many players, surely other people, are almost striking the ball with the backswing. You see their backswing is so fast, so jerky, so tense, so tight, so stiff. It's almost as if they're trying to hit the ball with the backswing. Well, if you do this practice routine, it will divorce the backswing from the delivery and teach you to have a nice controlled backswing where you can concentrate completely on the backswing without worrying about how am I going to hit the ball, how am I going to hit the ball. And then I think in a little while we'll find the difference. We'll focus on the delivery as well. There we are, nicely stopping at the backswing. And that backswing at the end of the backswing and the beginning of the delivery, that stop on the cue is really important and something that a lot of pros really benefit from. it's a final test that everything is okay, everything is relaxed. If at the end of the backswing here there's a little pause, fraction of a second, half a second, just enough to coordinate. It's almost like changing gear. If your car is reversing, let's think of it this way. All right, your car is reversing, okay? I don't know anybody who would go directly from reverse in their car to forwards without stopping the car, unless you want to destroy your gearbox. You need, when you come back, just to stop, change gear, and then start moving forward. So think of it as a gear change. Don't think of it as a pause. Think of it as a gear change. You're using different muscles to pull the tip back, and you're using different muscles again to move the cue forward. So it's wise to disengage those muscles that pull the cue back from the muscles that would then drive the cue forward. The only purpose of the backswing is to get the cue in the right position. When the cue is in the right position, okay, you're ready to roll. You're ready to start with your smooth delivery, smooth start of motion of the cue. Slowly start accelerating the cue through, into, and past the cue ball. And this smooth delivery is everything. And with the eyes are still locked on the cue ball there we are. Eyes on the object ball now. With this nice relaxed pause at the end of the backswing, the gear change as it were between the backswing and the delivery, the two separate entities of backswing and delivery, you're really setting yourself up for a relaxed start to the stroke. You're gradually accelerating the cue. If let's have a line here. All right, let's going back to school now. All right, we've got a graph. Okay, so can we do some writing here? Yep, speed, look. See, Mr. Box, I remember all of this. That was my maths teacher in High Wycombe. Now, speed versus time, all right? Some players will just move the cue, accelerate the cue at the same rate all the way through the cue ball, okay? Most others will start very, very quickly accelerating the cue so that by the time you get back to the tip reaches the cue ball, there's no acceleration, there's no driving action through the cue ball, and it's almost like you're slapping the face of the cue ball. The most successful players, or also by the way, this second option here where the cue starts very quickly will give a shudder in the player's shoulders and cueing arm and bridge arm. That will invariably take the cue offline. But if, like an aeroplane at the back of the runway, you know how those planes gradually take off? Very, very slowly, and then gradually they build up the speed. And then they go through, they're accelerating through the cue ball. So this third method, starting very slowly and gradually increasing your acceleration, allows the shoulders, let's draw a marker pen here, allows the shoulders and the arm and the whole neck and head position and cueing arm to be completely still as you start the delivery. So maths lesson over. Let's just play this at 1/10 speed and watch how smoothly the cue begins its acceleration toward and through the cue ball. Bit of a nice pause here. Is it going to start moving forwards in a moment? Well, I hope so, otherwise we'll be here all day. Come on. Well, possibly not. There we are. Just want to get back to this delivery to see how smoothly we started the cue moving. Or not, it might not have been smooth. Let's go at about 1/10 speed here. Very slowly beginning its movement, and there the speed building up, and there the real drive through the cue ball. Very nice. Film's caught up speed again. More of the same there. Now I think what we're looking at here is just watching the cue ball, or rather staying down on the shot until the cue ball has until the red has gone into the pocket or hit the pocket, and until the eyes are able to track the cue ball. There you go. See the eyes there, just looking at the cue ball. So very important to stay down until after the red has hit the pocket. Whether it's potted or not doesn't really matter. As you can see here, the eyes go directly from the red that we're playing. It is a red, by the way, at the end of the table, to the cue ball. There's no need to look at the cue after you've hit the red. In fact, that will disturb you from looking at the important things, which are the red and the cue ball. You need to get your feedback on what the red's done and what the white ball has done. There's no time really to look at the cue. And there you go. So we can see the eyes there are nicely locked onto the cue ball that has moved away from the pocket. And no need to look at the cue at any time here. Alright, in practice you might benefit from just checking it's gone through straight, but you should be able to feel with your hand and your arm and your chin whether the cue has gone through straight or not. Okay? Your chin and where the cue finishes on your chin should tell you, has the cue gone through straight or not. No need to look at it to tell. And the more you get used to feeling the cue, the better control you'll have overall anyway. Now, here's a player. Don't know what his name is. Anyway, let's give him a chance and see what he does. So Just looked a couple of times at the red. So, end of the backswing here. In fact, let's just go to the backswing itself, okay? So looking at the cue ball here, you can see, and as the cue comes back nice and smooth, you can see the eyes just at the end of the backswing. There we are, just almost at the end of the backswing, looking up to the red. And just let's see if the cue is starting slowly. There we are. There we are. You see how slowly that... So there's a nice pause there. In fact, let's zoom in on this and get a clearer idea of what's going on. Okay, you don't get as close as this on TV. Well, not often anyway. There you go. You can see the cue already starting to move forward. Let's draw a little line there to signify the tip position. Okay, so frame advance one by one. There you go. You can see how slowly that's starting to move forward. And with every frame, okay, one frame hardly moves at all. The second frame, couple of mil. Third frame, couple of mil. Fourth frame, a few more millimeters. Next frame, a little bit more. Next frame, a little bit more. Next frame, we've got all that much. So you see how slowly the tip starts moving, like that plane taking off, and then boom, through the all the way through the cue ball. Now if we zoom out and look at the eyes now, let's track the eyes. Let's track what the eyes are tracking. So let's hit the red now, and then the eyes are looking. Oh, you can see those. The whites obviously come back to bulk line there. So you can see the eyes tracking there gradually. Watch the eyes tracking to the right, to my right. So ideally your head should be able to remain still even if your eyes are looking all the way over here, look. The big mistake is you'll see players that their head and shoulders will follow the eyes and follow the cue ball. There's no need to do that. Just keep your head locked and swivel your eyes around to follow the cue ball. Again, no need to look at the cue at any stage. And I think this is taking us more or less to the end. Oh yeah, there was the cue ball. I think one more shot we're going to do. Looking up to the red a couple of times, as you can see there. Smooth start. And again, just following the cue ball. Not as markedly as the previous shot, but I think we've got one more shot here. With backspin this time. And interestingly, with backspin, it requires the same strike. So some players think, oh, with backspin, topspin, stun, we need a different strike, and oh, I need to snatch or stab the cue or have a short follow through or what have you. But oh, there we're back to the beginning now. So, but there's no need to do that. simply need to deliver the cue the same way every single time, whether you're on screw back or follow through or stun, or it's the same backswing smoothness, the same slowness of strike as you start to deliver the cue, the slowness that you have as you gradually build up to hit the ball is what you're after. And there we are, back to the beginning. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your games and applying these lessons.